Hiya, so today I want to talk about signs that you've absorbed someone else's energy. Okay, signs that you've absorbed someone else's energy. So, okay, firstly, this can actually be for therapists with their clients, whatever type of therapist they happen to be, counsellors, psychotherapists, healers, a lot for healers though, because of the psychic nature of this that comes up, the sensitivity, empathic stuff. But it can also be what you're picking up from family members, your neighbours, friends, work colleagues, all of these kind of people in your circle. And you can also pick up on someone else's energy that you don't know. So if you have gone to Tesco's or Sainsbury's and you're shopping and you suddenly feel different, okay, and when you come home you think, oh, that's a sign, okay, that you've picked up on someone that you don't know, you don't even know them, and they're obviously carrying like a lot of perhaps grief or anger or resentment, bitterness, or they've just got a really, really busy life and they're just not managing things very well, for various reasons, and you don't know that person. So you can pick up with people that you're working with, people that you know and have intimate relationships with, and people that you don't know. So the signs could be what I've already mentioned. The first one is that you just feel really off. You don't feel yourself, which sounds a bit random, but like you feel tetchy, things that normally wouldn't irritate you. You get very triggered very quickly. You just feel like kind of on edge, and you might try things to calm your energy down, the normal things like watch a happy video or talk to a mate or go for a walk, and they're not really working, So that can be a sign that your energy's out of balance big time. I've had the sign where I've actually felt really very negative. So it's been an extreme sign. So I was just driving along to the shops to get I was going to a different set of shops actually to do a big shop on my own. And I started to feel very unsafe. I started to feel like I was driving along, nothing was happening. There was hardly any traffic on the road. My car's in good condition. I'm physically okay. I'm driving along and suddenly I start to have these weird dark thoughts that I'm going to crash and something bad's going to happen. And it all was coming in the whole time I was in the car, driving all the way to the shop, walking around the shop, putting the shopping in, thinking, something's really weird here. Driving all the way home, like it was surreal. It was horrible, right? So when I got home, I cleared myself. So that can be a real obvious, I don't even know where that came from, but anyway, okay. So it could be that you're like so tired that you feel like just overwhelmed, like jet lag. And then when you try to sleep, you're wired, so you just can't relax. Your brain's buzzing. And you might not even be having dark thoughts or anything like that, like I did, but you might just have like busy head, or, like lots of images, or not being able to like sleep very deeply. So lots and lots of stuff buzzing around in your head. And then, you wake up in the night, don't you, and think, God, what time is it? 2:30. And then you fall asleep and feel like you've slept for like 3 hours, and you look and it's like 10 minutes later and you've had like a million dreams, or it feels like that. Lots of people talking to you and that kind of thing. That's another sign. Yeah. And so, so just really feeling like lost. You can also have literal aches and pains. So you can even take on, I don't mean like cancer, I don't mean like that, but although if you were around people for a long period of time, something might come about that kind of signposts you in the direction that you're picking up on people's real bad pains. But like if someone, I don't know, they've got an eye infection, or they've had the flu, or they've had a stomach upset, or they've got a headache, or they've broken their leg, or, any number of these things, you can suddenly like get like a shooting pain in your leg, the same leg that they've broken, and that can be, like I say, with people that you know and people that you don't know, right? And so there are lots of that. Those are like the main symptoms, I would say. The busy. The feeling so negative, it's quite dangerous and weird. The actual physical pain, you know, and like just feeling like completely lost, overwhelmed, can't rest, you know, like your soul is deeply tired. They're like the main things, they're main signs that you're picking up on someone else's energy, whether you know them or you don't know them. So what do? The first thing you have to do is to recognize that you don't feel like yourself. That's super important. So don't try and put it down to anything else, right? If you are interested in the spiritual stuff and you kind of have an idea of who it may have been, let's not send anything towards them, you know, like be angry with them or anything like that, because that just kind of makes it worse. The best thing to do is to get yourself into like cleansing mode. Okay, so recognize you're not feeling right. Obviously, if you do all the cleansing and you still feel a bit weird, then okay, fair enough. Maybe it's something else you have to check out, but it can't hurt to do any of these things. So if you're being impacted by someone's energy, you need to have like a spiritual bath. So when you have your shower, okay, you could do it at any point in the day, morning, evening, you know, lunchtime. Imagine that. So first of all, wash yourself normally. So do the physical wash first. Always do that first, right? And then imagine like a massive ball of light above you, and this light pouring down, and say it out loud, pouring down through my cells, washing everything that's not me out, and see it go down the plug hole. Okay, that's an easy one. You could also have an actual bath. So wash yourself physically first, like I say, quickly, and then get in like Epsom salts, not sea salt, Epsom salt, because it has magnesium in. So it's very grounding. It's really good for aches and pains in the body. It's really good for the body anyway, unless you've got super, super high blood pressure, in which case, take note, might not be ideal. But otherwise, anybody else that I've ever known can use Epsom salt. So you have a big mug of Epsom salt, you throw it in your bath, okay? Get in the bath, get yourself right up to here and relax for 20 minutes. Some essential oils if you like, a candle if you like. Don't have to necessarily say any other thing. You could put your head right under, but if you don't want to do your hair for ladies, you know, in Epsom salt, fair enough. That really does help to ground, okay, and release anything that's attached to you, big time. If you don't have a bath and you don't like a bath, you could get like a plastic washing up bowl, you know, just a simple plastic washing up bowl, fill it with warm water, put a great big mug of Epsom salt in, put your feet in, okay? And so you could put on a nice television program or a nice meditation. It's got to be high vibe, you know. Get yourself a nice cup of tea, herbal tea or something, and just relax. Feet in the bowl of Epsom salts, relaxing for 20 minutes. Obviously, if the water starts to go cold, top it up with the kettle, you know, so get yourself prepared, your towel and all that. Again, it pulls a lot of the yuck out. It's really grounding, it's really centering. You can't really go wrong with that, okay? You could also say invocations. So there are different invocations, which I probably will come back to in another video because there's so many of them nowadays. So an invocation, what is it? It's like a prayer. So you could just do a grounding prayer. You can make this up, by the way. You don't have to look in the Bible. You don't have to have any special prayer, because your energy is your energy. You're a sovereign being. You're a divine being full of light, and nothing has any right to overtake your energy in any way, shape or form. Not any other energy either. So once you command energy to leave you, it has to leave you. It cannot stay around you. Now, for some people that doesn't work as well as quickly, because maybe they're just not forthright people and not used to that. You know, it could be quite quiet and meek and just like, oh, I'm not really sure. So if your mindset is, oh, I don't think that'll work, then maybe try the physical things, like I say, the visualization and the actual bath, okay? And maybe say some prayers. But if you're a person who's like, yes, I really believe in this and I feel strong in my attitude, you know, towards keeping my energy feel clear, right? Then write yourself like something very basic to say, I command you to leave my energy field now. Never send anything towards anyone else, even if you know who it is, because you don't want that bouncing back and making karma. Nah, you don't want that, it's not worth it. But, you know, like I say, it could be something that you've just literally picked up when you've gone shopping and you've got no clue where it's come from, but it's not yours and you don't want it. So you command it to leave your energy center, and then you ask for the light to fill all of your cells up, every cell in your body, all your bones, your ligaments, your muscles, all of your organs. If you know anatomy, just go through it all, or even just sense like all of the light pouring down, say it out loud. over my head, my neck, my shoulders, all down my body, my torso, down my legs, into my feet, my toes, you know, and say it. And if you're not feeling it, say it again, okay? Don't have to go mad, but, you know, and so that's the power of your voice, the power of like the invocation, the prayer, the speaking, the tone, you know, the frequency that comes out into your auric field, and it informs everything around you. And you can also, of course, you know, if you're a person who talks to your angels and guides, you can do that and say, I need some guidance on this. If you're still not feeling 100%, my next go-to thing would be to have some healing, of course, because I work as a healer, and, you know, you can release things that get stuck in your energy field. But these are the main kind of symptoms that come up, and the things that you can actually do that are really practical and easy, and anyone can do to help to cleanse your energy field effectively. I would recommend as well, if you know that you're like working in an environment with like negative people, there's negative people around you and you can't really get away from that, that you do that spiritual bath thing like once a week. So you just get in the habit of doing it once a week. So it's just like, I commit to having like a complete cleanse, you know, doing the Epsom salts, and maybe also use something to kind of sage your house, even though those things might not be in your house. It might be at work or whatever, but, you know, it just keeps the vibe really up, because obviously every time we go out and we come back, we're bringing back, it's like, you know, dirt on your shoes, isn't it? You know, you wipe your shoes when you come in the front door, you take them off. You don't want to walk it into your carpets at home and whatever, because you get grit everywhere. And it's kind of the same when we go out in the world with people. Like, it's just a thing that happens. You know, we pick up on people's stuff. So you're not projecting anything towards anyone else. No one's any better than anyone else. Everybody's going through their stuff. But you want to be clear. You want to be cleansed, and you just want to look after your energy. Yeah. So the easiest thing to do is just have like a set of tools that really suit you and your lifestyle, right? That's really easy. And you do it regularly, just the same as you brush your teeth every day. Personally, I sage my house every day, even if I don't go out. I do it every day. I don't go, you know, I don't go all over the place mad and banging gongs or whatever. I just literally go to every room, open the windows, ask for anything dense and heavy to leave, you know, because I might have had a lot of troubling dreams, because I pick up on a lot of what's happening on the planet, you know, sometimes it's a thing. Or sometimes there's something on television that kind of can be triggering, and then that creates something. So that keeps all of the vibe neutral. So it's a really good idea to get into the habit of also cleansing your space. Yeah. Anyway, okay, hope that helps.